The Outlast Trials announces brand new killer and map. The Outlast Trials is a great game to experience horror full of blood, scares, and survival horror elements with friends. Whether you play it alone, with friends, or with other people waiting in the lobby is up to you. This game has been incredibly popular in the horror scene since its release, and there is now a brand new killer on the loose to keep the game fresh. While the trailer released by Red Barrels doesn't seem to show off too much, it does show that Franco Will Bambino Barbie is a heavily infantilized killer who has a deep fascination with everything to do with childbirth and the miracle of life. Franco Will Bambino Barbie is a deeply perverse, gun-wielding man-child who is the outcast of a mafia don. The trailer was announced on July 10th, and the YouTube video description promises that more content will be released today. Before Real Bambino's release, the game's killers predominantly used melee weapons to catch their victims. Aside from the latest killer to join the sadistic family, the only other killer to use some ranged weaponry is the pusher. They utilize a gas that turns the victim insane and requires an antidote to resolve the issue. Additionally, the screamer disorients the player by screaming loudly when anyone comes near them, which alerts other enemies to your presence. This brand new map takes you to the docks, where Franco has a giant drug manufacturing domain full of trickery and difficult puzzles to bypass. This domain is where this freakish new killer takes all of his victims and infantilizes them until they are down to his level. With Franco Barbie's intense fascination for doing experiments on pregnant women, it takes the Outlast Trials to a brand new horrifying low with this new killer. Players will experience a new level of madness and disgust as they become far too well acquainted with this killer. This new update brings a lot of new content to the Outlast Trials. The new killer and new map are part of a huge update titled Project Lupara, which will be released on July 16th. Alongside the killer and map that are being introduced into the game, we get to see a new game mode being added to the Outlast Trials. The game mode is called Escalation Therapy, and players can participate in a roguelite game mode in which they have to go through several randomized trials with various variations until they eventually succumb to a permadeath. Like any roguelite, the longer you survive, the bigger the reward. The developers are calling it a huge overhaul to make the game more fun and exciting, with more thrills around every corner. From new cosmetics being introduced to new daily and weekly tasks that allow you to get rewards for completion and the introduction of difficulty settings for players who are new and masterful, the Outlast Trials is changing for the better.